What is the meaning of life? That's what you've been asked in today's daily episode. Hi there, and welcome to today's Gateway episode of the Find Yourself the Questions podcast. I'm Bernd Wensky, your trusty co-pilot on this journey to self-discovery and personal growth. Today's guest on this podcast, Find Yourself the Questions podcast, is Bettina Schwenk, an experienced life coach from Switzerland who empowers people. Today we want to talk about nothing less than the meaning of life. This podcast is like a one-year challenge for listeners to grow. The podcast is designed to be a personal challenge for you as the listeners having the greatest possible freedom without pressure and control. Bettina is a compelling and energetic personality, a woman of 55 years who is in the middle of life and has consciously developed through many ups and downs. There were issues like her adoption as a young child and her addiction story that she got into as a teenager. Later, after losing her husband in an accident when she was pregnant with her second child, she suddenly found herself a single parent and had to realize and reorganize herself. So she did, and even when she became seriously ill due to the excessive stress in her life, she didn't give up and looked for the causes and the solution. That's why she's a holistic personality coach with great dedication. She uses her experience and knowledge to guide women finally ready to leave the shadows behind and step into the light of the power. Through her coaching, she accompanies women, but also men as I know, on their way back to life and helps them to become beacons of strength and inspiration for others. She is dedicated to assisting women in readying to realize their worth and show themselves to the world because they know now is their time. Bettina is convinced that a story like hers entails the obligation of a task and has found her calling on it. Let's warmly welcome Bettina Schwenk, a highly experienced life coach, joining us today on the podcast. Bettina, thanks for being here. Welcome to the Find Yourself the Questions podcast.
Oh, thank you, dear Bernd. It's an honor for me to be here.
You're so much welcome. Nice to see you again.
Yes.
Bettina, we are both busy, uplifting people. So you are a wonderful fit for this podcast. Let us talk about nothing less than the meaning of life. My first question about today's topic is as follows. Let us talk about your works and your determination. Did you ever help a client to discover their meaning of life?
Oh yes, I really hope so. Because when somebody comes to me, they have usually already dealt with themselves and may have realized that there are obstacles in their life that they would like to overcome. They start asking herself questions, relevant questions that lie beneath the surface. Or I ask them this. This person has realized already something and is looking for meaning in their life. Because of that, she already won.
Are you thinking of a specific person right now?
Yes, I have several persons in mind. Most of the people are coming to me. They are in this point of life in their life that they have realized something and they like to change something.
Mm-hmm. Do you think finding the meaning of life is essential for everyone?
Yes, Bernd, that's what I think. Unfortunately, not every person will set out to discover the secret of their life. But I believe that we all have the opportunity to search deeply for the truth for our lives and to answer the important questions. If the truth of one's own life is discovered, it can turn everything upside down. Worlds can fall apart because they realize that they have been fooling themselves for years, maybe, or someone is startled because they realize that they only ever wanted to please and therefore only listen to the voices of others and not to her own and not her own.
Yeah, that's something that sticks to both of us. We are really working on making the people think by themselves and enabling to deal with their own minds and their own personality.
Yes. Some of the people, maybe they have become ill as a result, because the soul reports via the body if we do not live according to life. And then they usually have time to think about and maybe take a new direction and also recognize the larger context, isn't it?
Do you have an example for this?
Yes, I do. Okay, for example, a daughter, a young woman, a daughter follows her professional path and, triggered by depression, realizes that she only did her studies for the sake of her parents and that she would have much preferred to have been a dancer herself. The soul reacts via the body with illness, and the person now has the opportunity to think about how she wants to continue. And through the crisis, which the word chance carries, has the opportunity to set the curse in their life to reset. Incidentally, such crises often lead to the question of meaning and why.
Mm-hmm. The word self-love comes to my mind.
Loving yourself and giving yourself what you need to be healthy and happy is probably one of the most demanding things in life. Really needs to be learned. But it's so important. Oh yes.
I totally agree. It's great stuff for the listeners.
Yes.
Thanks for this great example, Bettina, because it relates to everyone's life. Do you have 3 tips for our audience on finding their meaning of life?
Yes. Let's do it. Close your eyes. Put a hand on your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe in and out deeply. And then ask yourself, what is the greatest longing in my life? What would I most like to do? Where is joy in it? And what task could be waiting for me there?
Cool.
Feel the answers, listen to your inner voice and write it down.
Writing down is very necessary, because otherwise we forget within minutes.
Yeah, that's correct, and it's so important that you that you write your
Thanks so much. Please carry on. I'm so curious to hear your second tip, please.
with pleasure. Ask yourself, what exactly stands in the way of this goal? Even if it's just your thoughts, inner dialogues such as, how is this supposed to work? I'll never make it. I'm just not good enough. These are inner sabotage programs that we have trained ourselves, and that can be changed. And this is important to know, it can be changed. It's important to know them because they work in the depth of the subconscious mind and control our lives from there. So start observing yourself and get support if you need to. And the third one, close your eyes again and imagine how you are standing at the end of your life and looking back. What would you regret if you hadn't done it? And how would it feel if you allowed yourself to live this, your own life, the way you really want it to be? Write it down and maybe you start meditate. So you can come in touch with your inner world, with your wishes and visions. And trust. So with all these questions, you get closer to your soul and you learn to listen to this voice, to its voice. And then you can take step by step in the direction to get closer to your desire or goal. You focus and stay tuned. And then see what happens and which doors may suddenly open in your life. I wish you a lot of joy and lightness on your way.
Thank you very much, Bettina, for these 3 steps everyone can implement for themselves.
So welcome, Bernd.
Furthermore, if the listeners want to get in touch with you, how can that be done?
I have a homepage and it's www.powerfullife.ch. You are very welcome to write me. Yes, mamma mia. Okay.
I will put this address in the show notes so everybody can just easily find this address and get in touch with you.
So welcome, Bernd.
Do you have any ongoing projects by now? So anything special you are planning for this year?
Oh yes, that's what I actually have. The last 4 Fridays in June, from 4 to 6 p.m., I'm organizing a webinar in German for women on the topic Female Vibration, Your Time is Now, which I will doing with a beta group. That means the women will be able to see the content of the course and on areas of life 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and sexuality. And it's a great opportunity to embark on a very special transformation journey with me. Yes.
Yes. That's very fine, and I think this is very helpful for all the people who speak the German language. And for those who are not that profound in speaking German, maybe there will be a translation available.
This is a very good idea, Bernd. I really have to think about. Or it's a possibility maybe that I will organize one of these webinars in English as well.
Yes, we're waiting for this. Thank you very much, Bettina.
Thank you very much, Bernd. It was great to be here.
And thanks to all of you for joining us today on the Find Yourself the Questions podcast for mindful self-empowerment and personal growth. I hope this episode inspired you to ask questions and discover yourself. Join us tomorrow for more insight questions and next month for inspirational discussions on your path to personal growth and happiness. Thanks very much, Bettina, for having you on this podcast and giving us your 3 tips.
It was great to be here, Bernd. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And all of you just listening, maybe you're just a question away from your best year.